today I wanted to cook chicken cordon bleu. Chicken cordon bleu, you need chicken breast, and I have one that's very big and one that's very small, so I'm going to fillet them. So I will have 3 chicken cordon bleu. To make chicken cordon bleu, you need panko powder, panko breadcrumb, all-purpose flour. So those 2 items, when you get them, they don't come with any flavor. So the first thing you need to do is season with salt on both sides, pepper. You just eyeball sprinkle, you know, don't overkill it. And then garlic, granulated garlic. Now my family, they love spicy food, so I put a little bit chili powder to give a little kick. It depends how spicy they can take, and then depending the amount that you want to put in. So to season the flour, all-purpose flour, and breadcrumb, and then you mix them together. So the next thing, I'm going to prepare these chicken breasts. So don't, when you're pounding on these chicken breasts, don't put it on a wooden chopping surface, because chicken has salmonella, and then the juice may potentially get into the wooden cutting board. So use a plastic cutting board, and then this one, I'm going to cut them half, and then you pound each one of them. This knife, I'm done. The next thing is I'm going to use a saran wrap, cover them, because you don't want the meat juice splatter everywhere. So you cover them with saran wrap, and then you start pounding them. So the way I pound it, I use the bumpy side first. Then I use the flat side. When you do that, you will tenderize the meat. And this dish is a great way to take your frustration out from work and then everything else. So you flip the meat to the other side, and because meat, you need to tenderize both sides. You cannot just pound on one side to tenderize it. Do it on both sides. And then you turn it over with the flat side. All right, the pounding part is done. Throw away the wrapping paper, and these you need to wash them. So season the chicken with salt and pepper. Remember, every dishes that you cook, you need to layer them with different season. And then turn them over, do the same thing again. Just salt and pepper. You don't need the garlic powder or the chili powder, just the salt and pepper. And the next thing is I need to mix those. I need to mix the flour. It's not a very difficult dish, but it's has a lot of step. You know, you need to dredge the flour, you need to put it in the egg wash, and it's kind of a little messy too, you know. So you have to get your hand into it, and then so you mix these because you may have some other Panko breadcrumb had flavor, but the one I got had no flavor. So you need to season them. See, the reason I said they're messy is just stuff like these. So, and also you need a cookie sheet that line it with aluminum foil, and then spray it with Pam because they will stick if you don't spray. Also, you need sliced ham and sliced Swiss cheese. And the sliced ham that I use, I always buy boar's head, Black Forest ham. Don't go cheap on that because this is the dish that you wanted to have full flavor. So the cheese, I mean the meat and cheese, I always use the best meat and best cheese. And so here you go. This is the meat, and this is the boar's head baby Swiss cheese. So, and I get them ready, and I will prepare the egg wash. The egg wash, you need one of these big ramekin bowl, and then crack one egg. You need to whip the egg. The whole purpose of doing these is so it will make the Panko breadcrumbs stick it under the chicken. It doesn't look like it's enough, so I'm gonna add a little bit cream. Add the equal amount of heavy whipping cream. Just mix them. Okay, the first step is I need 2 pieces of ham. So I line them up pretty well in the center. And then I need 1 piece of Swiss cheese. I fold them into half. And then fold it 1/3 and 1/3. Then I use the chicken wrap around the ham and Swiss cheese. You can use toothpick to secure them, but I'm gonna lay these sides down when you fold like a little pocket. So, and I dredge into the flour. And I dip into the egg wash. It's kind of messy. And then you dip into the breadcrumb. The first one is done. Like what I said, it's a very messy hand. So keep it close to your sink. So you repeat the same step for the second piece of chicken. Just same thing, you need 2 pieces of ham. and 1 piece of cheese. The cheese folded in half, put it in the center of the ham, fold it and wrap around the ham, and then you use the chicken wrap around the ham and dredge it into the flour with salt, pepper, and chili powder and granulated garlic. I think the messiest dish, the better it tastes. That's just my opinion. And if the dish that doesn't cause much messy, and it will not taste as good. So after this, you put it in here, and then you just coat it with Panko breadcrumb at last, because my hand is wet. So second one down. And this is the last one. You need 2 pieces of ham and 1 piece of cheese. Remember, the cheese folded in half. And when you ask for those deli meat to be cutted, just tell them to cut it thin but not fall apart. That's all. I'll always use the language. Just cut it thin and don't fall apart. And you dredge it into the flour. Dredge it into the flour, and on all sides. Long and whole, you just cover them completely, and then you put it in the egg wash. So keep them the same structure. And after that, you put it in the breadcrumb. This is done. Wash your hands. Dry your hand. The chopping board is done. You have a little my fingerprint, you just dab it. And all these, you just throw them away because you have already touched chicken. You just throw them away. And clean up the surface and bake it in the oven 350. So let me warm up the oven. And I'm gonna clean these up first because it's messy, but it tastes very good. Okay, so I'm gonna warm up the oven and bake 350 for 25 minutes. So this oven is warming up. I'm gonna put these chicken Cordon Bleu inside the oven for 25 minutes. To bake it for 25 minutes. Set the alarm for 25 minutes. And meanwhile, I'm gonna cook these pasta called a bucatini. And a bucatini is a very cool pasta that I watch. The best thing I ever eat that I cook one of the Italian chef. He said meatball and bucatini, and then and when he put on the plate, they look like a pasta, they look like a spaghetti, a little bit thicker, but bucatini had a little hole in the middle of this pasta, so all the juice can go into that hole. So I'm going to cook this pasta, make a Alfredo sauce to go with the chicken Cordon Bleu. And very simple, I'm just going to get a pot of water with salt and then just get me started. Use the water. I'm going to put on top of the stove top. Here you go. I have a pot of water with salt, and then put the pasta in there, cook it to prepare for the pasta bucatini Alfredo. Well, today I'm testing this cooking pasta, prevent the bubbles spill it over all over the internet and Pinterest. They said they put a wooden spatula on top of it so it won't spill it over. And I turn on the high heat, and well, after all, this is a stock pot. Maybe I need to put 2. It doesn't work. It spill over, fail. I put 2 wooden spatula, they fail unless I turn it down and I turn a high heat. Let me do it again. It's coming up. Now it won't come up because so I'm gonna cook the pasta Alfredo with bucatini, and I have 5 tablespoons of butter, and let it melt. With this Belgian sauce that I already pre-made them in a jar, because when you make them it's kind of hard to make. So I put about 3 tablespoons of worth, and then let them situate it. You don't want it to be too high, so make sure they melt. They will melt eventually. Right now it's just cold, just got down from the jar. And this making the Belgian sauce make the cooking the pasta Alfredo a lot easier. Otherwise they always clump together, and by doing these they won't clump together. So medium heat while you're getting them melted. So they're already melted, and then turn it down because it's kind of a little bit too hot. Cooking is constantly adjusting what you need. You know, if it's too hot, you have to turn it down. If it's too cold, you have to turn it high. So be flexible, be willing to compromise. Like for example, if you don't have certain thing, you're willing to use something really close to compromise. After that, you just put the pasta bucatini into that sauce. Looking good, except building them from right to left. And make sure you put pepper. Fresh ground pepper will be better because it gives you a lot more flavor. And put grated Parmesan, sprinkle all over. The more the merry. And then you toss them. Now, some people like them kind of runny, but my family likes them kind of dry. Looks like it's not enough Parmesan, so you just put more. Let me try one piece. And it's salt. Perfect. I can go a little bit more salt too. That's it. That's my version of bucatini Alfredo. So after 25 minutes and the chicken cordon bleu is ready, so you can tell the cheese is melted. So you just serve them with this bucatini Alfredo, and then you just put a bunch of them on the side and swirl them to make them look pretty. And you put a piece of parsley on the side for decoration. And there you are, my I was gonna pick it up and not really. Is your chicken cordon bleu with bucatini Alfredo. Bon appetit.